Arcadia Bay, the podcast for all life and love forms of Arcadia Bay and beyond. I'm your host Martin, as known as It's Me Maxine. This is the 6th episode called Unreal. It's about the following topics. An interview with Sbel about his great works in animations and level design with the Unreal game engine. Kudos again to Riley Hawk for letting me use her Life is Strange inspired music for the podcast, and Olya-Roo for the original podcast cover. By the way, Olya-Roo is taking commissions now on her Instagram account. Check her out. I'll put the links in the show notes. Of course, you can use the chapter marks to jump to the part of the podcast you want to hear. This time the interview was done asynchronously, so that I sent the questions up front to Sbel and he recorded his answers separately. I thank him for being that kind to use this method, because at the moment I am mentally very stressed out and my energy level did not allow this kind of live interview situation. Now the talented and famous Sbel will answer some questions about Life is Strange and his wonderful works in animations and game level design. Thanks for being my guest and welcome to the podcast, Sbel. What is your name and what alias do you prefer?
So, hi to you and hi to the Life is Strange community. So, my name, let's go for Sbel. Few really know my names. That is because I prefer to stay a bit anonym in internet since a life now. I'm not really so much fan of social media. In fact, I'm not often in social media, and I don't really like to share stuff about me. I think it's after nothing, so yeah, let's go for Sbel.
Please introduce yourself.
So I'm a representative of an energy company in Italy. I'm working in Italy, but I'm from France, in Paris. For my age, as anonym, I will say that I'm between 20 and 30. So it's a bit mysterious. My nickname is Sbel, Sbel02. It's a nickname that I'm using since a long time ago, even before Life is Strange, my creation in Life is Strange. So I like to draw. First, I like to draw. I draw more, in fact, than I'm doing other stuff. I like play games when I have time, of course, and I would say I like to run. I like to create, of course, level in 3D, most in Unreal, but like even to create some objects, some stuff like that in 3ds Max even.
I start with questions, of course, of Life is Strange. How and when you got into the video game franchise Life is Strange?
Come by accident, really by accident. I think I was searching a game for his story, but I didn't find nothing special. And then in Steam, I received a suggestion for a game that was just coming out, and it was Life is Strange. I didn't really know it was an episode, and because the price was really cheap, I just bought the first one, the first episode. So I played it. It was in February 2015, I think, yeah. February 2015, so when it go out, practically, the game. So the game was really good, but I didn't really fall for it directly. In fact, I put even the game in the corner without really being interested by the next episode. I finished the first one, it was good, I put it in the corner, I do other stuff, and I just remember that I touched it back, it was in November, so from February to November, and it was because I see the trailer for the episode 5, and then I remember that I was having this game. I said, I have this game, I need to trade back then, and I just download all the episodes and I play it back. Then it was in November.
What was so special about it for you?
I can't really say. The story was good, really good. I like even the design of they create of they making, like it was painting practically, and it was really, yes, it was really nice for that. And I was liking even the mechanic of the game with a rewind system. It was something really good and really nice. And in fact, I was really fan of another game of Dontnod, Remember Me, and he was having this stuff about coming back for the decision that he was doing, for the memories, and it was a mechanic really good. I remember he was having this stuff about rewind in some game like Prince of Persia a long time ago, but few games was using it, and here it was something, and it was part of the story, so it was really good.
What was your special aha or life-changing moment during the game or afterwards related to Life is Strange?
I would say, like a lot of people, I think it's in the end of the episode 3, yeah, where we found Chloe in wheelchair. It was really a moment a bit more haha. It was shocked, I remember even my girlfriend in this period. When I was playing with her, she wasn't so fan of the game. But I remember that in this episode, in the last moment of this episode, when she sees that she was having Chloe in wheelchair, she asked me directly to come back, to don't save. But I made her understand that it was a part of the story. It was like that, and she was needing to be in the wheelchair for the next episode. But I remember she was even herself shocked. She, thinking that she made a mistake because I leave her make the decision for this playthrough. But she was she was. Angry that she was in the wheelchair, and she was thinking that she was making a mistake, until I made her understand that it was a part of the story.
So mostly people get into the fandom and community after a while. How and when did you get into the fandom?
Same, by accident. I start with my first video on YouTube about the level I created. I remember I already did drawing of Life is Strange, quick and one maybe better, but it was something like that. I just finished the game in December, I think, December 2015, and I just was wanting to make stuff more than a drawing, and I made a level, and I just put it in YouTube. It's where I found, in fact, the big fandom about this game. It's after the first video that I put in YouTube. It was my first video ever in YouTube. I never really put nothing in YouTube. And I remember even Twitter. I remember I created Twitter. If you check the date of my Twitter, you can see that I created for the drawing of Life is Strange. So I put the drawing of Life is Strange, I remember. And the same, I created a YouTube channel and I put this video. And I see a lot of comments, and it was a bit weird because for the first video, in general, you don't expect to have a lot of comment, a lot of view. And I think that in 1 week I was having already 3,000 views, something like that, with a lot of comment. And it's here that I see that he was having this fandom, and it was only positive, in fact.
What do you like the most about the fandom?
I would say the diversity. I like the creation. I like everything art. So 2D or 3D for me is good. So what about fandom? What I like the most. Game can be art, and because I love art.
On what platforms you usually around to get new input or get involved?
Really few. I am really not so often on internet. In general, I post something and I disappear and I don't reappear before some days, or sometimes in the row I will put some stuff. But I would say in the beginning, I was often checking the Reddit of Life is Strange. It's where I were the most involved at the beginning, and YouTube, of course. But I will say that since the moment I even don't pass in Reddit right now, and for the Reddit of Life is Strange.
What kind of fandom input you like the most and why? Like drawings, cosplay, fanfictions, videos, etc.
A bit everything. Again, I like creation, so any type of creation. It could be cosplay. You have really great cosplay sometimes about Max or about Chloe. Most of the time it's Max and Chloe. I see few about other character. I know that the most like, in fact, Chloe and Max. I like 2D art and 3D the same. I like video, funny video about Life is Strange, when they made parody about it, when it's something absurd. I like the absurd, so stuff like that in general.
So we will touch on the subject of fan art, where a lot of fans express themselves. It's surely known you are famous for Unreal Engine animations and Life is Strange game level designs. AR3 Tios wanted to know how you learned to draw so well.
Well, first, I'm not so sure I draw really well. I'm still a fan of a lot of designers, a lot of people really great, and I always feeling myself little in comparison of them. So I will not say that I'm good designer myself, but I like to draw, yes, and I just start long time ago to draw, and I'm autodidact, so I just learned by myself. I didn't have in this period, when I start to draw, I don't have internet, so I don't follow any tutorial. I just learn by myself like that, taking paper and draw. So I don't really have a tip for say how to do.
How you got into game design and animations?
Game design and animation, it's after I finished Life is Strange. I was wanting I remember I was wanting to make Max walking. Just make Max walking by myself. Try to make her walk. And so after that, I understand that Dontnod was using Unreal version 3. I was already knowing that the version 3 of Unreal was needing to pay it. It was with a month's subscription. And like even Unreal 4 was in the beginning. In fact, I already used Unreal even before I start to see stuff about Life is Strange. I was using Unreal 4 in trial version, I remember, and it was for architectural stuff, The same with CryEngine. I was using CryEngine. Was a bit more easy, CryEngine, because you was having a lot of stuff already done, like the water, I remember. You was having... I think I made the first stuff that I do in CryEngine. It was an island. It was having everything here already done, practically. And already tried even Unity. But not Unity even is good, but I was more comfortable with Unreal. For 3ds Max, I just started when I start the Life is Strange level, because I was needing to take the model of Max and Chloe, and the only way that I was able to do this stuff, it was to use UModel and to extract the model from the game and to open them inside 3ds Max. So I was a bit trying in the beginning. Now I'm more able to do stuff in 3ds Max, but it's true that in the beginning it was a bit complicated, but I was needing to use it. And I was using Blender. I use Blender since the moment before, the same of doing stuff about Life is Strange, because I use Blender. So most of the time for background, I start to use Blender for background for my drawing. So I would say Blender I was using, but I wasn't able to use this stuff, Blender or another program for the level. So I go to Unreal.
Why the Unreal Engine? A3 Artios asked this as he wants to know why you choose this complex and advanced software despite using e.g. SFM or Blender, etc.
And not in fact using SFM or Blender. I reply already, but yes, SFM, I know it, source filmmaker, or Blender, but it's the same. It's most of the time when I'm making my level, I want my level be playable. So what you can do in SFM or even in Blender, it's just more for a video maker. You can make video makers with the same with Unreal, and I already did some because. But most of the time when I'm making level, I need to make them playable. And most of the time when I'm working on it, I don't think only about me. I think about people will play the game. Because in general, I finish to upload the game and let people play about it. So because I was needing, in fact, to have something where you were able to play from the beginning to the end, I was needing to have the best one. And for me, the best one was in this moment Unreal. And because I was knowing already that Dontnod was using Unreal 3, so I say, why not try the version 4 and try it over the just making video, because I was just wanting to make playable level. And the most complicated, it was not really how making the level, because the most of the time you have a free asset, stuff like that. And because I like art and I draw, creating a world or giving life to a level wasn't really complicated. But I would say the coding was sometimes make me a bit crazy in the beginning. Now, of course, I know better all the how work the blueprint or how work the C++ code.
When did you start the Life is Strange project?
I started in December 2015, yeah. It was 1 month after the last episode. I finished the episode and directly I think I drew a bit, and directly after I decided to create something, maybe even for the hand, I choose one hand or even the other hand, even if I never made level about the other hand, because Chloe was dead. Because I was liking Chloe, so for me, I choose to make the one where Chloe was alive. And because the hand was a bit short, as they pass, all people are dead. And so I decided, I will need to do something about that, next stuff about that. And yes, so it was like that I start. It was because you was having an hand that I was not so. It was good, but I wasn't so fan how it comes. So I decided to make something about it. And yes, I create like that. I start like that my project.
What are your projects and how is it currently going?
So right now, I'm just fixing some bug for a package, the last levels that I did. So one that you can watch in my YouTube channel. The same for allowed people to play it. Most of the level that I created are playable. So I need to fix before some bugs and package the level. But sometimes with Visual Studio. Make me a bit lost my mind, because some bugs, some problem with the code, some stuff like that break the packaging, and I need to search why, and I need to fix it. So it's what take most time. I think it's after that you made everything, you need really to be sure that everything worked from the beginning to the end.
What was your favorite piece and why? And if you don't have one, which was the one with the funniest, coolest story behind it?
So I don't really have a favorite about my stuff. In any case, I don't really have a favorite one. I would say the one really good, I think it's when I was able to have a voice. Because having a voice, it's something that allowed me to take my own direction for the scenario. When I was using the original voice or original lines was already existing for the character, like the original lines of Chloe or Max, I was limited with my interaction because I was needing to do only what she was already saying. I was not able to talk about another object that she never made reference inside the original game. So having a voice, yes, allowed me to have my own direction in the scenario and be able to do more and more. I like in general even the stupid video. The stupid video that I did, like the one where you have Max who dance around all the dead people, the one with in the bathroom when she knock Nathan even. When I made stupid stuff like that, it don't take me so much time even. It's something will take me less time because it's not really playable, this stuff, and most of the time it's just a video. What take me more time is when I make playable the level, because I really need to put the mechanic.
What genres, fandoms, or ships, or anything else in list do you prefer?
I don't really have one specific. I don't know. I don't really have one specific.
Was there anything new or unexpected you discovered when getting into animations or game design, and what stuck out the most?
I like play games. I like play games since I was younger. A long time ago, I wasn't really able to have even a console or a PC, a good PC. I remember I have my first Game Boy when all people around me was already having the PlayStation. And I would say that creating a level, for me, the same as if I was playing a game. Like when I create a level, I have the same fun that if I was playing the game, sometimes even more. It's really funny, you know, to be able to create something, to create an interaction and make it work and see that it works. In fact, it's something that made me more that if, for example, I will have a headshot in a game, I will prefer that I create this interaction and it work, you know. I also seen now that I'm playing games that I did stuff like that and I'm playing game now. Sometimes when I play a game, I see all the work that the developer did, as if I was myself involved inside the creation. I understand why they make an interaction like this, or I imagine totally how they create the level, why they put this stuff here, or why they was needing to put a curl distance like that. And it's something that I see right now since I'm doing this stuff about level in Life is Strange. It's something that when I play a game now, I see really directly. In fact, when you're making a game design, the most problematic is that you need that everything work fine. I have often had the mechanic working great, so everything was working really great. But when I was wanting to add more stuff on it, everything go break. That is the worst, really the worst. The bug are the worst stuff. You know, when you do everything is fine. You add this stuff, and boom, everything go down. It's really boring. And I totally understand even why some games, even AAA games, have still bug, because we can be sure in 100% that everything will work well in final product. In test, often it works really well. Everything works well. Then for just a little line in the code that you will add in the final, you know, it can break all the mechanic, and really that is the worst.
Are there any limitations or no-goes for you, like specific themes, etc.?
Well, sure. If talking about Life is Strange, I receive often message asking me for non-safe for work model or stuff like that. But isn't really my stuff. So you have good creator who can do that, but me, I'm not so much inside that.
Now I have some general questions about your work. Afterwards, we will focus on special pieces from you. How long did it take to create approximately a game setting like for the last video, New Storm?
Long time, really long time. The worst, because I just do that in my free time. So it's around 1-2 hours by day, not every day even. You need to add even for this level in particular. I didn't really touch it during the last summer by the fact that my PC wasn't keeping the demand of the engine during the hot wave we were having here in South Italy. I think I restarted in November of last year. Then really more I was inside in this January, when in fact I start to recording the voice. I'm even sorry for the fact that I'm not uploading so much video on YouTube or other stuff, because it's not like a drawing that I can do in a few hours. Making a level take really time. More when I need to make it playable, because when you need to make it playable, you need to add code and stuff like that. And in comparison of the first video that I put in my YouTube channel, it was just a video with a little story without really gameplay. So for me, it was more easy like that, and it was, of course, take me less time to do like that.
I saw that you sometimes redone the models of Max and Chloe. How much from the models and scenery is done from scratch, or is it otherwise imported or used from other sources?
For the model of Chloe and Max, I redone, so the one of the last video, I started from scratch. So I did it by myself. I have a lot of whip, a work in progress of this model, and but I was never really happy of the result. So I did a lot, and I think the last that I put in my video are the one where I'm the most happy. In general, for the other asset, it's from the original games, some asset from the original games. Otherwise, it's from the ones that Epic Games. So the one from Unreal give it free each month. They give some asset, and now I have a really comfortable pack of asset. The one free of Unreal. But when I miss something, when I don't find something, and I need a specific stuff for a level, in general I try to do it by myself. So modeling it by myself in 3ds Max.
In the new videos you have also voice actors speaking Max and Chloe. How is the collaboration with the voice actors, and how much work is it to incorporate that?
It's great, really great to have someone who are able to talk your character. It's something really good. But I will say it's also complicated. I was really lucky to receive a lot of person interested to voice acting, to make the voice of Chloe or Max. In fact, I listen a lot of voice. But when you make something like fun games, it's complicated to find the perfect voice who will match the original. I will say that I found my gold one for Max as Katy. I remember that she just sent me a message in one of my videos on YouTube asking me if the place was still free for Max. I just contacted her, in fact, and talked with her directly. And for me, it was directly good. I remember it was even her first voice acting, and for me she did a really great job. I really hope, in fact, that she will find something for this, because she has this dream to voice acting, and for me, after listening a lot of voice, even in some website where they made it like a job, for me she was really having a really great job. In that, if you are searching someone for a next podcast for Life is Strange, I recommend you to contact her. She is really a big fan of the game. I remember she had even a tattoo of the design of the time in her arm from Life is Strange, and for me it's the best voice for Max. For Chloe it was something else. It was really more complicated, because the original voice of Chloe, it's already typical, we can say like that. It's Ashley Birch already have a ton of voice special. So finding someone who was a bit similar of her was really complicated. I had a lot of recording of the same line done by different people for Chloe. Until in the end, I take the last one that you see in my video, but it was really, really complicated. I was liking what Skyray was doing for the first video I did. She can't made a good voice as Chloe, similar of Ashley Birch, but the problem is that it was more complicated with her, because I understand it's a job for them, voice acting is a job, it's really a job, and I totally understand that it can be complicated and they need to be remunerated for it. But for me, just an hobby. I don't earn practically nothing from that, and apart the support that I have in Patreon. And what was asking Skyray for me was really out of budget for a fun game like the one that I was doing.
Now for your special pieces of work. I picked some of it. You really made a lot of famous videos, which really got high views and attention. Why did you make these videos, and what is the story behind it? The new ending video.
It's because the hand where you choose to save Chloe, for me was finished too much fast. We didn't understand why the first stuff they could be able to do after the storm pass. It was to check what's happening in the diner. Worse, because we know that Max was knowing he was having people inside, and they didn't even check it in the video, in the last video that we have from the game. After that you save Chloe, it's meaning directly an enhancement of all the CG without having one or two people safe and still alive. And for me it was a bit not working. So I say, why not try to show what could happen after that tornado pass and over the city, and if you was having still people who survive it, and what was happening in the dinner where the mother of Clay was working.
The Harlem Shake video?
The Harlem Shake, I think it was from a comment. I just received, it was a comment, just a comment. I think it was after a video that I did from showing the new model, the model of Rachel. I remade a model of Rachel in one video, and in the end of the video, I think I made dance Max in Gangnam Style, and she was dancing. And I remember this guy just sent me a message saying to me, you will need to do something about Harlem Shake. And just because I was already having the school, I already did the school, recreate the school, I decided to do it back in school, like Max coming back in the classroom, all people are here, and after he start and they all dance, like in the one of Harlem Shake. It was enough fast, stuff like that are enough fast to do. I think it took me less than a week, but it was funny, yes, it was funny.
I heard you had a hard disk crash and needed to redo some of your work, which is really bad. How was it for you?
Boring, really boring. Because in fact I lost a lot of map. I did like the one, like the destroyed city that you see from the new ending video, or even the school from the Harlem Shake. You need to add that I lost all the code and all the animation. So yeah, it was really, really boring. But thinking about it now, I think it was something bad for some. It was a bad stuff, but something good happened after, because I see that I made a lot of mistake in my coding, in my old coding. It was the first time that I did stuff like that. First time that I create blueprint and stuff like that. And with the knowledge that I was having after some years developing a bit in Unreal, I was totally able to do better. And what I did after with the new model, the way that I was working with montage or stuff like that during in the blueprint, in the code and stuff like that, was totally different of what I did in my first. In fact, what I lost in my hard disk. So.
What's the story about the video It's Not the End?
I did the level just during I think the Captain Spirit release. You was having the Captain Spirit to go release, and so I just was wanting to make something funny and I put Max in fact dressed as Captain Spirit. And after that I made just like that. It was just a video for fun. I said, why not trying to make a level with interaction this time? Something that people can interact with some object inside the scene. And so I did it. After, I don't really have a directive when I'm creating a level. I don't have already a scenario or stuff like that. It just, I made the level, and little by little I add a new stuff, and all idea come during all the development. I was not having the story with in this one. I was not having the story really in the beginning with a room where you have all the picture of Max, and you have Jefferson who tried to kill her in the end, and she need to rewind since the beginning, and after she go even too much far. It was only that I don't decide. I decided really during the development of the level.
What's the story behind A Normal Life?
It's the first one with the voice acting, in fact. So same, I didn't really have any idea. I was just having this story to make we say pretty area, pretty environment, a place quiet, peaceful with a lake and a little house, a little park, stuff like that. And during the development, I decided, what if it was not just a dream? Just a dream. She's just dreaming about that. Everything is pink. In fact, on the level, it's a bit colored warm purple. You have this color a bit purple. The tonality of it's really warm, and so they have the TV, they have everything. And what I was wanting, in fact, after to do, it's she wake up, and in contrast, you have all this blue, dark blue, a bit green area, the same area, but in different way with the same house, but destroyed, all dirty after that she wake up. And it was more doing a contrast between the pretty life that they could have and the fact that they have still this storm and everything is still really dark.
And your newest piece, A New Storm.
The New Storm was a bit the continuation of A Normal Life. As Max and Chloe were lost in city, who continued to be destroyed by the tornado. For me, it was a reaction of the power of Max and the fact that we have still, in any case, in all the videos that I did, still Chloe alive. You still Chloe alive, and if Chloe is still alive, means maybe the tornado will not finish. It will be always they will be always here. I was having this idea since a moment, but I was not really able to do it before, and here I was knowing more stuff, and for me it was really funny to do. In fact, I like to create a post-apocalyptic city environment, something that I like to do. Even when I draw, sometimes I like to do stuff like that, and so for me it was really good, and even if it's not funny because it's a bit dark, the story, it was funny to create in any case.
Sometimes you upload some of your levels for Patreons. Why do you put your work for free?
Well, because I'm not the owner of the license, so I can't, of course, make paid stuff like that, and I do stuff just for fun. So it's true that it takes me a bit of time because it takes my time, and we'll see. It's more using my electricity, so I will need to pay my bills electricity because the PC is open and Unreal, the graphic card turn a lot and stuff like that. But for me, it's just a fun, really just a fun. I take it like a fun, like I'm playing a game, so I don't even make publicity for my Patreon. In fact, I just create my Patreon. I think in the first time when my hard disk go dead, and I think it was someone who just asked me to create one because he was wanting to help me to pay the new one and stuff like that. And I try to check it often, my Patreon, but sometimes I do other stuff and I don't really pass on it. Trying to give some model, some 3D model, just for the support that they give me. But I don't have a special price to say paid me that or that. I don't do it. I don't want to do it. Just the support, and I don't want, and I can't in any case sell nothing.
Are people responding to that or use it for their own projects? I'm not sure if this is possible, as I have no clue about the Unreal Engine.
The model 3D, I think so. I think some use a 3D model that I upload with some animation sometimes for their project, just trying in project in Unreal or even in 3ds Max. For the playable level, it's more just a level to play, so they just play it like you see a white plate in the video.
Now I will ask some questions concerning feedback and input from the community. How is the feedback to your videos, and are there any exceptions?
Most of the comments are only positive, I think. I receive only love and support from the fan of the game, and it's really, really great. You help people, when you create something, it's always helping someone to do better, or to do just because you have this support of the people, of the comment. And I try to read all the comments that I receive. I try to reply when I can, and most of the time it's only positive.
How is your Patreon doing?
I think it's okay. I don't really check it often. So, in fact, talking about Patreon made me think that maybe I will need to give some 3D model. I'm doing the level, the last level. I'm trying to finish to clean it, some bugs, some stuff like that, and I will upload it really, really fast. I try to do the best I can. But I think it's the Patreon doing okay.
Are there any specific things you do when creating animations or gathering new ideas?
Nothing specific. I have a lot of level that I never finish. So I have a lot of work in progress level that I never finish. It's something that I start, because I have other ID and stuff like that. I have a lot of ID.
What do you respond or think when there's a feedback to your work like, "You're amazing, you should definitely do game design in the industry"?
It's nice. It's nice to see people thinking that, really. And that's since the beginning of my video. When I start to upload, few comments in the beginning was already like that. People asking me to go to work in game industry, or if I was already working in game industry, asking me to postulate in Dontnod. And it's a bit funny because I don't do that. I never really postulate nowhere or stuff like that. But I have some contact. I know some contact from Dontnod as game designer. I know some game designer in Dontnod, but I never really. I already talk with them, but I never really postulate and stuff like that. Just for the anecdote, during all the years I was doing this level and stuff like that, I go in contact with a lot of people. A lot of people was asking me even help for their project, making project for Life is Strange or even other project, seeing that I was able to do in Unreal. So I receive a lot of people asking me an help or stuff for the code. And what is funny is that I know that now you have some of these people who are working in even a big game industry, making AAA games, and it's funny to know that these people who were here asking me an help for something right now are working about it. I found it really funny and cool. I don't know. Maybe one time I will try just for see to postulate somewhere. Maybe when I will come back in Paris. I will try to contact a certain industry. Why not?
Are you doing collaborations with other artists or studios?
As I say, not really collab, but I help some people or even some indie games studio But again, as I do it when I can, so free stuff like that. It's just an help when someone needs material or are blocked somewhere or try to understand how I did some stuff in my level. They see what some interaction or something like that, and maybe they will ask me to help them for that.
How is the animators community?
Great. We can say we have a really great animators. I see a lot of really great animators, and even out of Life is Strange, I really love to watch creation from this animator. I'm always amazed of some talent.
I think it's legit to throw a critical eye on Life is Strange, always keeping in mind when the game was developed and with the commercial limitations in mind. What topics are missing or could have been developed more?
Like a lot of people say, I will say a lot of people say that, but I think it's only what I will say. It's the lip sync for the animation. For the rest, I will not change so much of the original games. I like the design. I like the mechanic. We can say some loading. Maybe I was thinking about, but that it's. I'm sure it was more about Unreal in the period Unreal 3 that they were using for this stuff. In fact, something that I want to see for the remaster. It's, for example, when you were in the house of Chloe, for going in the stair down, you was needing to have a loading. So passing from the part up to the part down, you was having a loading. And I think they were using the cull distance for make disappear the object when you don't see them. Problem is that for evitate that it was too much heavy, I think they did it like that. They made the first part and the second part with the loading system. And I think I wanna hope that in the remaster version, maybe you will not have this limitation. That you will have this it will be more fluid. You will pass from one part to another part without having this loading system.
Now there's a woman of color with the new Life is Strange True Colors. What do you think if some topics related to that will be challenged and how? Like e.g. in Life is Strange 2.
I don't really have an opinion about that. For me, it's good to have diversity in the real life or even in fiction. It's something who can be good to have diversity. So,
are there any taboos or red lines in the fandom?
Well, I don't think after when it's positive. But sure that if someone creates something for just incel a category of people, it could be a red line, of course. But I personally never see nothing like that inside the Life is Strange community.
What do you think? What impact Life is Strange had and will have on the gamers community?
I can't really describe it for myself. Life is Strange, the story of Life is Strange and the world of Arcadia Bay was something, I think it's something that at least one time the gamer need to try. The stories, everything that you have in Life is Strange. But after I understand that it couldn't please to everyone.
What do you think? What impact Life is Strange had and will have on the gamers community?
Well, me, I'm still fan of all games and even of old art, and it's from the past. You have some games who are legendary. You play it now. It's like you don't take age. Same with art. So I think in the future, it will be well received the same as us. We think about the past.
Sure, everyone is excited about the new upcoming Life is Strange True Colors game in September. There's already a lot of discussion ongoing on the Discord server. What are your expectations and what are you looking forward the most in Life is Strange to colors?
Well, new character is good. It's always good to have a new character, I will say. I will see where it'll go. I don't expect nothing special. We'll just wait and see.
And in the remastered version of Life is Strange and Before the Storm?
The same, no expectation. For me, it will be just an opportunity to play them back. The boss are really great games, and see it a bit how we come with. I think, I don't know, but I think I don't really check well. I will say I'm a bit out of it, but I think they even use Unreal 4 for these games. I think they were using before Unity, but I think they pass in Unreal for that. So yes, I want to see what they did about it.
Concerning Life is Strange, or maybe even aside from that, what are your future plans and projects?
I have no idea. I totally not. I don't have idea. But what I will say right now, maybe people will be not happy, but I'm thinking to stop making Life is Strange art or level. Maybe less art, because art don't take me so much time. To make drawing not maybe so much time. But I think I will not do again level. Maybe my last level was the last level that I did. The community is great. I really love the game. The first one for me was really great. But maybe I think I need to pass to something else. It's already five years that I'm doing that. And even if I have still a lot of idea, I remember that I finished as I finished the level of the new storm. I was already thinking to create the next step. I was ready to recreate Blackwell Academy, but destroyed with a lot of vegetation, stuff like that. But now thinking about it, I thinking that I did a lot of stuff in Life is Strange, and I think I need to maybe stop and pass to something else. I already create some level, some for a game, an horror game, and some part of a level are already created, stuff like that. And but I think that for Life is Strange, I think I will stop about it.
Are there any other topics you want to focus on in the future?
Not really. I'm just living day after day, so I don't have really project like that in the future or topic.
So we are reaching the end of the show, and is there anything you want to say to the community, give advice for potential fans, or anything you want to share?
I want to thank the community, because really, like I say, I just received love and positive comment, and since really the beginnings that I start stuff about Life is Strange, I wasn't expected it when I started. It was my first stuff. For example, I put in YouTube my first stuff in YouTube, and even when I go to Reddit, I remember it was only positive. You were having people who were give me a lot of good comment and good karma, and it was really it was, and it's still, I think, a great community. And so I want to thank all the people who follow me, who continue to follow me, all the people that I knew from Life is Strange community, and just want to say to the people who continue to create, because even if I don't create anymore, I will stop to create stuff, I continue to watch, and I'm always trying to see everything that I can about art in general, Life is Strange, and other stuff. So thanks again to all the people, all the community.
Where can your art be found?
My art can be found in internet. I don't have a special place. I have a lot of place. I will say that what is funny is that I'm more knowing for my drawing. I'm totally more famous, we can say like that, for my drawing than for stuff of Life is Strange. But I'm a bit everywhere. It's the power of internet. So I'm in internet.
How can you be contacted?
I will say now Twitter maybe, even if I'm not often in Twitter, but I think that where I will pass the most, it's Twitter right now. I don't know in the future, but right now it's Twitter. I'm not so much in social media. I don't have a Facebook or Instagram or other stuff. Twitter, like I say, I did it when I start to put a video in YouTube. In YouTube, yes, about Life is Strange. I didn't have it before, and like I say, for me, it's the only place that we will not only place because I have other place, but about Life is Strange or stuff like that. Yes, my Twitter, I think.
Thanks for being my interview partner and giving insight into the fandom and your view of it. Have a good evening. Bye, Martin. This episode will come to an end now. The next time I will try to interview a cosplayer. At the moment, I'm not sure who this will be. You can send in your questions you have via email or Twitter to me. Of course, you can also send me wishes for future interviews and topics. All my contacts are in the Linktree Life After Bay, which I'll link in the show notes. The next episode is planned for the last Sunday of July. Thanks for listening to my podcast and spread the word. See you soon in and around Arcadia Bay. Yours truly,